So hold on, let me. And then I'm sitting here and people are wondering why they're waiting for 20 minutes, looking at the top of my head. Hey, Facebook. Thank you for tuning in today, all 2 or 3 of you. I know a lot of you like to look after the fact. Thank you for coming to Comic Spot. I was in Philly for a while, about a year or so ago, and I met the next guest. This guest here sent me an intro. These are her words. I don't want to get accused of stealing. So I'm going to read you her words so I don't mess them up. Hold on. Gina Gibbons from Philly says, I'm dysfunctional. I'm a love child of Martha Stewart and John Candy. I'm funny, sweet, and I'm Gina Gibbons. So let's hear from this sassy gal from Philadelphia. Hi, Gina.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful. Thank you. I have no life, so I just get on here and talk to my friends all day and make a
Ah,
few. How are you doing in Philly?
pretty good. I have a bra on today just for you guys.
Oh, perfect. I appreciate that. I just put mine on after being without, nobody can tell. You know, if you wear black, usually people can't tell. There's a
Hmm.
little trick, guys. We're wearing black, usually no bra. So, what has been going on in Philly with this COVID that you're aware of?
There's been a lot of marches and peace walks and stuff like that going on.
Okay.
Um, I'm the guardian and caretaker for my brother, and he's elderly, so I've been doing all the shopping, and I really haven't been going out and doing a lot of contact kind of stuff. Just recently, I went down the shore last week. That's the most I've gotten out really in
Wow.
a long time. And
Thank you for
we were both
thank,
sick for Christmas, so we didn't even go to Christmas, and then the whole thing kind of hit after that. So
oh my gosh. Thank you for being a caregiver. I think caregivers are very special people. And a lot of people wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for people like you. So hats off to you.
thank you.
Yes. So tell me about you starting in comedy. When were you first funny? Who told you you should do it? Or was that you? I want to hear the story of you for a couple minutes getting up on the stage the first time. What, as a child, trying to get up on stage, getting on stage. And could you tell me about that?
Yes. When
Thank
I
you.
was a kid, we had a very, dysfunctional family, and it was like walking on eggshells a lot. But we always watched Honeymooners, I Love Lucy, the Carol Burnett show. Then they always had all the great variety shows on, and I always followed that. And I like when like real serious actors came on, like the Glenn Campbell show or something. And then they were cutting up and making jokes, and you could see great singers and all that, and they could do comedy and sing and act, and it was I really got into it, and I guess that was my escape. I can remember being like at little kids' birthday parties and like just telling stories and jokes, and like everybody looked like just listening to me, like 10, 12 kids. I can remember stuff like that happening when I was a kid. My family mostly ignored me, and I got hit a lot because my mom had 8 kids. She just was kind of like on autopilot and wanted to cook the meals, do the laundry, the basics, and she wanted to deal with too much nonsense after that. So I think I got hit probably a lot, probably the most, because I was trying to make jokes and light of stuff, and sometimes it didn't work out for me.
Yes. So at what point in your life did you say, okay, I've enjoyed watching it, now I want to go do it? When did that happen?
Probably when I was getting divorced, maybe about 20 years ago, and then I just said, let me take a class in a comedy cabaret, and I took a class, and I've been going to open mics and doing some shows ever since.
Oh, that's so great. Tell me some of the wonderful experiences and some of the stupid. what are some memorable on the good and the bad side of your experiences?
The bad
Anything?
side?
Yeah, like a bad heckler, or when something weird happened and it was about to go down, or
Oh yeah,
maybe.
that was the story you told about. I was at the open mic and the girl, oh my God, she was talking to me in the bathroom about her hemorrhoids, and then she tried to run out before washing her hands or anything. And but I saw her shoes and I saw her purse, so I knew she had a blue leather purse. So she went on, like, and then I was on after her, and I started telling the story. The girl next to me was talking, but I know who she is. She's probably eating chicken wings right now with the blue leather purse. And all her friends burst out laughing, and they knew it was her, and she was ready to kick my ass. Oh, that's right. She came on after me, and she was saying, oh, that's right. She came on after me and ripped me up, and she was going, oh, effing Martha Stewart, and where'd you get your outfit from, Kmart, and all this stuff. And yeah, she was ready. And I'm looking behind me like, I hope the bouncers are alert so I don't get my butt kicked. I was looking at my friends like, I hope you're gonna cover me, and everybody's just like, ugh. It was so crazy.
That was one of the funniest experiences. Just the way that you were just so fearless up there, and you just like were telling something anecdotally from the bathroom, and she gets all pissed out of shape. That just was hilarious. Her stinking response and scary. It was hysterical, but it was also had that scary edge.
It did.
It
Luckily, I have a
did.
front door again. So far, so good.
Yeah. It was so funny that you came out and did that. It was like, wow, you're one of the few people that can go experience something in the bathroom. And by the time you walk out to the stage, you've turned it into a joke.
I
Like
told
that.
my friend, she said it was funny, and she said, use it, but she meant at another time, not now, and it never occurred to me.
It was so funny because everybody was like worried about your safety and each other's safety. It just changed the whole mood of the night. I think that was that
Oh,
punchline in Philly, wasn't it?
yeah, it was a punchline.
Yeah, it was great. So,
I'll be,
have you ever
I'll be,
seen funny stuff that people have done at a club that just made the whole night hysterical, or crazy hecklers that made the whole night worthwhile with their stupidity? Anything like that?
one guy used to come to the mic and always take his pants down and just stand there in his underwear. And then the host of the open mic was like, clothing optional, but come on, keep your clothes on. Making an announcement before you go to keep your clothes on because of the one guy.
Oh, geez. So, what are some of the things you've done in your comedy life? Because you've been grinding for like 20 years.
Well, I've always had another job, or and I take care of my brother, so I don't really grind too hard. I hope people invite me to be on shows, and I go on shows, but I don't really promote myself, and I'm not really good on the internet, so I don't really promote myself that much. I kind of just hope people see me in person and invite me to a show, which happens, here and there. So
Yeah.
from performing live, I get invited to other shows usually.
Yeah. You're so funny on stage. Oh my gosh. I will never forget that set. Never. It's like you made yourself memorable.
Thank
As-
you.
So you were saying before we got on stage that you had done a podcast. Was that a fun experience for you?
Yes, that was fun. It was different, and we just talked about different subjects. Wasn't even, really a lot of comedy stuff, but it was still fun. It was good.
Was it with another comic?
Yeah, it was all other comics.
Cool. That's really good to get in there and banter and riff with other comics. It's great experience.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
So tell me about you personally. What are some of your, besides taking care of your elderly brother, when you have a day off and get some respite from that, what are some things you like to do for yourself or with your family,
My
friends?
family's in, yeah, my family's in New Jersey. I'm from New Jersey, and I like to garden and swim and do all kinds of things, write comedy. I am so into 90 Day Fiance right now. I love that they're so, you can meet another person that's so deceptive. You know, they have no money, they're cheaters, they're liars, they got like 7 kids they can't take care of already. I'm talking both the men and the women. They're lying about the kids, they're lying about their finances, and it just, you're traveling across the world to meet this person, and it's just a big fake. You can meet somebody like that on your block. You don't have to go across the world. Come on. It's ridiculous.
I've seen your pictures when you're out there swimming. How's your swimming career going?
Well, with the COVID, I've been afraid to go over there. I guess I should get back into it. I've kind of gotten off track.
Yeah, I met a guy in Portland named Jesse Custer, and I see he clicks like to a lot of your things. And I met him. He bought my Charlie McCarthy doll. I've been trying to buy it back from him. I miss my
Oh,
ventriloquism bit.
he's a sweetheart.
Yes, he's a sweetheart. Yeah. We went walking down on the pier in Portland one night and just practiced our comedy on each other. You know, he was a very nice guy, but then he went to Vancouver, and I don't know that. And then I left and came here, but he's a nice guy. Really
Mm-hmm.
nice guy. I
Yeah.
miss my Charlie McCarthy doll, Jesse. Give me my doll back. I did this bit on a ventriloquist doll that was broke, and how typical men never do the work. It's always us women up here. I had so much fun with that darn doll. So, what's been one of your favorite sets that you've done, or topic, or experience?
Well, it's a little dirty. Is that all right?
Uh-huh. It's
All
super
right.
fine.
Okay. Well, I finally met a nice guy,
Wow.
and we're dating 2 years now. But you're gonna find this hard to swallow. But he doesn't like BJ's. He doesn't like BJ's. He's got a ticklish dick.
He
He's got a
doesn't like,
ticklish. He doesn't like BJ's.
okay. Why
He's got
not?
he's got a ticklish dick. I've never been happier in my whole entire life.
Feels like a vacation. Do you have more to say to that? Am I interrupting you?
No, he lives on a family estate. It's really a haunted trailer. His mother, grandmother, and brother all died there, and
Whoa.
they visit him from time to time.
No way.
Yeah, a balloon came in the room and it sailed across, and he said, "Come here, Grandma, give me a kiss." And the balloon tapped him on the cheek. I said, "How do you know that wasn't your brother instead of your grandma?" And he said, "My brother wouldn't cross the room."
Is there
Yeah.
more to that?
Well, one time we were having sex in the haunted trailer, and we do this thing. We relax, we smoke a little herb, get relaxed. Then we do this deep eye gazing thing where we look deep into each other's eyes. And then all the years just start to melt away. We're 50, 40, 30, 20, 17. I'm 2 years older. So he's 15 now. So we start kissing and touching. We go straight into intercourse. The whole trailer starts shaking. The lights are going on and off. And all of a sudden, somebody wrote in the mirror with KY jelly, "Wait, there's no BJ?" That's your brother.
That's good material. I love
Thank
that.
you.
What are some of your goals in the future?
I would like to maybe go out to New York more and do some comedy in the clubs there. Get out to different places more.
Yes. What are some clubs that you'd love to do in New York?
Caroline's. What's the other one?
There's
There's a couple. The cellar,
Broadway, Greenwich
the cellar,
Village. What?
maybe the cellar and Caroline's, and there was another one. I can't think of.
Broadway, West End, Stand Up New York, the one that Felicia Madison has one.
Or even Atlantic City.
Comics.
I think Atlantic City has Howie Mandel has one too. I should send
Wow.
in a video or do something.
Yeah. And then
I
there's
gotta.
Comic Strip Live has comedy. That's another one. I like
Is that
Greenwich. I like some of the bringer shows. I mean, you get real people that are coming there to hear laughter, hear jokes. Greenwich Village, everybody's real tight in a small room. And I love Broadway Comedy Club. The little upper room or down in the big mess hall. It's a mess. I mean, it is so fun because it's anything goes at Broadway. I mean, you just need to come ready to swing for the fences there. And it's so fun. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something else. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, I miss New York. I miss Philly, but I'm back here now. I live in Vegas.
Nice.
And I love the Vegas comedy scene. The people have welcomed me so much, which is cool. There's so many my age here, Gina. That's kind of cool. So,
Nice.
yeah.
So you work out of Harvey's?
I was working with Harvey's Comedy Club in Portland. And here, I'm not really attached to any comedy club like I was in Portland, but I love the LA Comedy Club. They make it like a local hangout for comics. They make it very comic friendly in a lot of ways. So I was on a show there, and then I have a couple more coming up out of that after the pandemic lifts. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, that's been.
I remember my thought now. I was going to say, I don't like bringer shows. My parents wouldn't come to my school plays when I was a kid, so I don't have any confidence in inviting anybody to bringer shows.
That makes sense. Man, my parents came to my show when my sister was graduating. She was 3 years older. And I'd been practicing every day with the violin for her graduation with the choir orchestra. But every day my mother would needle me and tell me how bad my violin playing was. It was. And when it came time for the concert, my parents were out there and they thought my violin stuff was horrible. So instead of, I was air violining, I wasn't making it touch, And my mom says, "Oh, sure, in the concert you played perfectly. At home, it's got to screech." And she didn't know until I was like 30. What the truth? I had no. You didn't stand up to your parents back then.
They had 8 kids. If they went to my play, they had to go to somebody else's baseball game. If they went to his baseball game, they had to go to the other guy's football game, and so on and so forth. So they just tapped out.
Yes, it's just so much they can do. Fortunately, that night they got to not hear my violin and see my sister graduate. So, what are some clubs in the, do you plan on becoming a road comic at any point, or pretty much because of the scenario with your brother staying locally?
Yeah, New Jersey, Delaware, Philly, Maryland, and I would, go to New York once in a while.
So you'll do some road work. So people book her. She's funny. I've seen her. She got 20 years in the biz.
Thank you.
And she's a good person. She takes care of her ill brother. Is that the correct way to say that?
Well, he's mentally slow, mentally disabled. But he's smarter than me. It's taken me 8 years of living together, getting locked out of the house to finally realize maybe I better let him get the mail. I catch on after a while.
Oh my gosh. If I had a nickel for every time I lock myself out of the house, I'm surprised that they don't ask me to come in and have a brain test. I'm always doing that. Do you find that you make a lot of cognitive mistakes in the course of a day?
Uh, Lately, I'm just in a fog. Like I do phone puzzles, or I do some like adult coloring books, and like all the stress and all this stuff. I just gets my anxiety like up to here, and I just kind of sit there and tune out and get in a fog and have the TV on or music on, and it's just like self-preservation.
Yes. But I'll
I
tell
just
you, go ahead.
it's too I don't know. I just can't absorb all that stuff.
I can't. And all the fighting and bickering and yelling and screaming. Come on, get along. We're going through a pandemic, people. Get along, please.
And I would like to go out and march and stuff, but I mean, I feel like at my age, if I get knocked down or something, I'm going to be out for a long time. Whereas
Yes,
a young person gets knocked down, they get right back up.
exactly. I was there's a an activist friend of mine who's also a comic in LA, and I was like, I feel so bad, but if I get that virus, I'm dead. I got blood clot in my lung, and he goes, when you share posts from other people, that's just as good, and that made me feel good. So I'll read something, and if it makes sense, then I'll share it. But then people start fighting about that.
Oh, yeah, I'm afraid to say anything anymore. I haven't really been posting a whole lot.
It's been really mean and vicious out there, and I don't take sides. Like you got a problem with, go ahead, it's your problem. I'm not getting sucked into a big old Twitter war or whatever.
If it's not enriching your life, I'm not going to sit there and argue with some stranger over the computer. If we met in a coffee shop, you'd never say that to another person. You're not going to say it to my face. Don't be saying it over the computer. They're so ready to bite your head off, even if they don't understand even what you were saying.
Exactly. So much of that. I don't get it. You would think if we don't know if we're going to be around tomorrow that we'd at least find a way to get along,
Mm.
but I don't know. People's stress level makes them act this way, I guess.
I
Yeah.
think that could be it. It's probably it.
Stress and depression and anxiety. So I know, like, I've got some PTSD from the military, and man, I've been triggered a lot by some of the stupidest stuff. If somebody gets too close to me, I'm like, get away from me. And it's like, I don't need to be mean about it, but certain things do affect us a lot more during times like this.
Yeah, you have to be sensitive. Some people are, real scared, and other people are just happy go lucky and, don't realize that
Yeah.
they have to keep their distance.
Yeah, exactly. Have you had anything funny happen when you've been out of the house during the pandemic?
Hmm. Mainly, I've just been going shopping and stuff, and I don't. We really haven't had too much funny stuff going on. Um, I can't think of anything. Just
Everywhere
the
I go, all of a sudden, my whole life. Okay, in high school, I was a shoplifter. I'm not gonna lie. I was in with a girl, and she shoplifted, and so I learned to shoplift, and then I gave it up. And I haven't shoplifted since I became an adult, since I was 21. And now everywhere I go, people are wanting to watch me shop. And I don't know what it is about the pandemic that makes me look like a shoplifter. It's so weird. I had it happen 3 different times. I'm like, how many different grocery stores can I go to? I'm running out. Stop staring at me. I'm not stealing anything. They'll follow you up and down the aisles. You know when they're watching you. You're not stupid. So I find
Well,
that stupid.
one thing with the pandemic, like my brother likes to go for a walk in the afternoon and go out for some Italian food and walk in the park. So I had like a 2 to 3 hour window in the afternoon all to myself. And now he associates the walk with the going out for lunch. And they were just giving him his lunch and he'd have to eat it in the park. So then I'm making him the lunch at home and he's eating it here and then go for the walk. Well, now he's, associating the walk with the food, and since he's getting the food at home, he's not going out for the walk.
Wow.
So I
Yeah.
have him, 24/7. So one, Saturday afternoon, like a week or two ago, I was so mad. We went out, me and my boyfriend, and we, got all kinds of ribs. Went to an artisan thing, and you had to wear your mask. We got ribs, all kinds of goodies. We bring them back. He didn't want them. He said he didn't want to eat any meat off the bone. I don't know what he's talking about. So I made him something else. We ate, and then by that time it was 5, 6 o'clock, and his needs were all taken care of. He was in his lower level watching his TV. So me and Roy were having an afternoon delight. As soon as we're done, Roy gets up to use the bathroom, and he's barely out the room. And then I hear him say, "Hi, Pete," and I'm like, "Are you kidding?" I was like half asleep. And then I get a knock on the door. I say, "Don't come in." And my brother just comes in. And I'm like laying there, sheet on. And then he's like, "Where are the plastic bags?" And I'm like, like he's, like attached himself too much to me because I'm his only contact with the outside world or something. So then I was so mad. And then later on he comes up like, "Okay, I'm ready for my dessert, my chocolate cake." And I was just like, he didn't even know how he trespassed against me. And then I had to sit him down and tell him, "You're not my husband, you're not my boyfriend, you're my brother. You can't burst in it like that." And I'm like, "Did you ever see in a romantic movie and the guy and a girl, and then do you ever see the brother just bursting in asking for plastic bags?" He said, "Oh, no." And I said, "Yeah, exactly. That's why, because you don't belong there."
Is it hard for him to conceptualize and understand that?
Yeah, the social cues, not so much. And I
Yeah.
think as he's getting older, I think he's like regressing, like things that he would usually know. Like we ordered shoes and stuff from him from Amazon. And I asked him, "What's your shoe size?" And he told me 10. So I ordered, slippers, flip flops, 2 pair of sneakers, and they're coming all in 4 different packages. And then they get there and they don't fit, and he's a 10 and a half. And I'm like, "You're 67 years old. At this point, you should know your shoe size." And now I have 4 different packages of all these shoes that aren't going to fit.
Uh,
It's like everything you try to do just ends up sidelined.
yes. You probably have to redo a lot of things in the course of a week.
Every thing I take for granted that he should know, I have to check, recheck, and check again myself.
Yes, absolutely. Well, again, hats off for doing that. And oh my gosh, thank you for 20 years of comedy. And you guys book her. Did you hear her? She said she's willing to travel all over what states?
New York, New Jersey, Delaware, Philly, Maryland.
Yeah, book her. She's funny. I'll put money on her.
Thank
She
you.
can, if she can see a lady in the bathroom talking about hemorrhoids and no more than walk out of the bathroom onto the stage and make it funny, book her. Thank you for the little interview on Comic Spot, Gina. Now that you've graduated from Comic Spot, whenever you're on a show and you want to promote it or anything comes up that you're going to be on and you want more viewers, tell me you want on for 5 minutes and you're on anytime.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gina. Have a great night. Talk to you
You
later.
too. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.